In addition to the Brightline high-speed passenger train, there's a major story developing. This is a transportation project that was lauded by Governor DeSantis and former President Joe Biden when it launched last year, connecting Miami to Orlando. There are now growing concerns among its private investors after the company deferred its last interest payment on more than $1 billion in municipal bonds. Take a look. Brightline was hailed as the country's first successful private high-speed rail line. It promised convenience, speed, and a profitable operating model. Now, less than a year into full service from Miami to Orlando, it's missing the mark on riders and revenue. According to published reports in Bloomberg, Brightline is falling short of its early targets and now deferring payments on roughly $1.2 billion in municipal bonds. It's a legal move under the rail company's agreements, but one that's rattling confidence on Wall Street. Brightline is staring down nearly $6 billion in outstanding debt. An almost $1 billion payment comes due in August. Credit agencies like S&P and Fitch downgraded some of Brightline's bonds to junk status. Brightline had hoped to issue another $400 million in bonds to fund an extension from Orlando to Tampa, planning to break ground on that downtown Tampa connection by 2026. Now that leg of the line could be delayed indefinitely as Brightline tries to raise new equity to meet its obligations. Thomas, how do you see all of this? You're smiling?
I'm laughing and smiling because, one, I was excited about getting the high-speed rail coming from Orlando to Tampa. And going back when I was on the county commission, I remember the Obama administration. In fact, Obama brought $2 billion for the high-speed rail, and Rick Scott turned it away. So I was simply laughing and said, wow, it's amazing how we come all the way back around full circle when we should be up and running already. However, it's going to be a real challenge because they've already missed a payment of $1.2 billion. They need another $408 million, something like that, to be able to run the line from Orlando to Tampa. So they got to go find that revenue. Where is it going to come from? And then investors are kind of uneasy about it.
That's
but,
right.
but I love the idea of the high-speed rail from Orlando to Tampa.
But who pays for it? Who pays for it,
That
Natalie?
becomes the question.
I think that's the challenge. In concept, I think all of us love the idea of the efficiencies and the speed of travel and the reduction of congestion. But if you have an organization that has $63 million in loss just last year, are already behind the 8 ball on their current debt, and don't have a strategic plan to build their business and get the ridership that they need, their ridership's not only down, it's dropping. And so even if they put in some new strategic marketing plans, it's just not sustainable, which I think, unfortunately, Rick Scott understood then what we are finding out now.
And is it fair to ask voters, to ask city officials, state officials to approve more municipal bonds for Brightline? What would you say?
I would say not at this point because, again, it's failing. I mean, we see the report, we're hearing that. And so I would say no, it's not fair to do that.
Okay. Colby, I'd like you to weigh in on this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that transportation is such an interesting topic in Tampa Bay specifically. For years, local government leaders have struggled to create some sort of regional task force to address this issue. And, there's an election coming up, a special election in Tampa, and through talking with candidates, transportation is an issue that across party lines, people want a solution to traffic. They want a solution that makes it easier to get to Tampa's downtown central. I think it's something that voters are really going to be interested in looking forward. And I think that people do want a solution to transportation, as we've mentioned, regardless of party affiliation. But in terms of funding it and demand for it, I think that's the biggest issue.